Well, I just always loved airplanes, and my dad was a farmer, and when I had to work on the farm, got to see crop dusters fly, and I thought that's what I want to do rather than, ride a tractor around. And fortunately, my dad felt that was fine, and so he financed me initially to start flying. So I started flying at an early age at 15, and really been flying ever since. Started out flying an Aeronica Champ. That's what I soloed first in, and then I was able to buy a PT-22 Ryan, and as a 16-year-old kid flying all over the place in that, and just really had a ball. And I got to know a few of the crop dusters and swamped for them, and eventually was trained, and I was flying a crop duster by the age of 20. Well, the good thing is that they were all tailwheel airplanes, so that gave me the the skills to to keep moving up. And I went from the PT-22. I was able to buy an AT-6, and then my partner now in the crop dusting business, he had already owned a P51 before, and so at the age of 19 actually, I got in my first P51, and we bought it for $5,000, I believe, and it was really a great airplane, and got to get introduced into Mustangs, and I thought I was a hot shot, so I just had a ball on the P51, and never got violated, and I don't know why, because I should have probably. Well, the 51, it was just before the Reno air races really kicked off and started going, and the airplanes were cheap to purchase and buy. In fact, we made money when we sold it. But I think if the races would have started, we would have kept it, and I might have started racing much earlier than I did. However, we just used it for fun. I was broke in those days, so I was always looking for somebody to take for a ride, so they'd buy the fuel. Even though fuel was about 50 cents a gallon, it's still, at 70 gallons an hour, it went by pretty fast. But had a lot of fun and gained a lot of experience that later I was able to use in the air racing. Well, Tiger DeStefani bought a P51, and he didn't know how to fly airplanes yet, so I picked it up for him, brought it to Bakersfield, and I owned an AT-6 at the time, so stuck him in the AT-6, gave him some dual. Tiger's a fast learner, and it wasn't long before he was flying the Mustang also. We decided to go racing, and so we set it up for racing. I raced it the first 2 years. And then Tiger with Frank Taylor decided to build Dago Red, and I was the pilot on Dago Red. So I took it to Reno for the first time, and we were fortunate enough to win Reno that year. And then Tiger sold his position to Taylor, and then that's when Strega came along. And the next year we built up Strega, and then I flew Strega the first couple of years. I didn't have any success with Strega. It broke every time I flew it. but got to get proficient in my forced landings with it. Well, we kind of copied the old Genie, which was the Galloping Ghost later on. Genie was modified in a couple of different ways, and we copied it. So we were kind of a clone to Genie when we went up there with Dago the first year. Fortunately for us, Genie broke that year and wasn't able to race on Sunday, and so our competition was reduced with that airplane. So I really had an easy ride on Sunday. As I think the speeds will show, I didn't have to push much power. I did at the first of the race, and then Crocker broke, and after that it would just coast around and take the checkered. So it was an intense week, but at the very end it was kind of a nice ride.